And my name is Trisha Austin. I do the news releases that you see, and I manage the social media that you see out there, so Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the unit. That's a lot of times where we're going to put the information first while we vet all the information and get more details for those hard copy incident updates that you see going out on incidents. The first thing that we talked about, Denise, was making sure that people are signed up for alerts. That is probably the number one priority. If you want and you have a cell phone and you just want to get alerts to your cell phone, they use a product called Nixle. And the easiest way to get Nixles is just to open up a text message and you text, like you're texting a phone number, 888-777. And then in the body of the text, you put in the zip code that you want to get notifications for. And you can repeat this process as many times as you want. So I signed up for notifications for this unit, the unit where I live, or the county where I live, so in Lake County, and also for our neighboring counties and units, because if something's happening there, it could affect us. So I sign up for those type of things, and I also sign up, like I wanted to know where my cousin lives so I could tell her if something's going on, so I can sign up for different areas, and different areas use different products. So research in your county, in our county, we can use Nixle, and then the Sheriff's Department has a product that's called Everbridge, which manages the Nixles, but it also manages the Mendo alerts. So if you don't have a cell phone, you can just Google, here at the library, you could Google Mendocino County Sheriff's Alerts. And then right in the middle of the page, that's going to pop up, you're going to get choices. It's going to be like, I think it's the first or second one. And right in the middle of the page, it lets you sign up for Mendo alerts. And that lets you manage it a little differently. And if you go to that, it also, if it's on your cell phone, it'll link you to a map. It'll show your assigned area. You can put in your address and see where your home is. Am I in the warning? Am I in the evacuation order? So that's, I think, number one. Okay, so number two would be preparing your plan for your family. Okay? And we have a website called readyforwildfire.org, and it'll walk you through everything, and you can complete a personalized plan for your family, your animals, your property. And it covers everything from preparing, like defensible space and home hardening, all the way through what's my contacts, if I have an emergency, where am I going to take my livestock, where are my animals going to go, having a plan all the way through to now it's time to leave. And how am I exiting my neighborhood? What's the direction from the Sheriff's Department on my alert? What's the best route for leaving? What are they recommending? What do I know? And how do I get out? So, and our biggest thing is for people to leave as soon as possible. And if you are in a warning area, better to leave sooner rather than get in traffic later. Better to prepare the animals sooner rather than later. If you're just on the edge of a warning area, it's time to make that, to implement the plan you already have in place to start evacuating your animals. Don't wait. Evacuate early. So that's kind of what this would work you through, which is this booklet from A to Z, and that's also what the website will do. It'll work you through everything. You put in information in and it shuttles you to the next step to create a whole plan for your family, from preparedness to evacuation and returning home after a fire. I also brought, and these will all be here at the library, and I can replenish them as needed, some evacuation tips. It's just a pullout from this guide in Spanish and in English. And then another important thing is we need to be able to find you. So being able to see your address, and if someone calls and says the fire's at my house and I'm at 4247 Redwood Road, we need to be able to find 4247 Redwood Road from whatever direction we're coming. So these are the addressing standards. And that makes it easy for us to find you and help you, and for law enforcement to find you and help you in an evacuation situation. And they'll know that there's a house there, and they need to let you know. And that's in English and Spanish. And then our most common starts in this unit are debris burns. So it's important to follow all the instructions on your burn permit. When you apply for a burn permit, there's a video that tells you, and then you also will print out a hard copy, and it will have this graphic on it and the information about burning your debris at your home, all natural materials, and how to go about that safely. Okay, so that's a common start for us, people not following the guidelines that we've provided. And then another common start for us is equipment use, so using the wrong equipment in the wrong way. A lawnmower is meant for the lawn, not the back 40. And that can cause problems. If rocks aren't removed, you can spark a fire. Using a weed eater, setting down a chainsaw in grass, whatever it is, that is a common start for our unit. So these are things that you'll see that our roadside signage covers, that our social media covers a lot of, is the debris burning safely, equipment use, and then another common start for us is roadside starts. And since we have major highways in this unit, it's a very common start. And a big one for us is dragging chains. And that's, we have Lake Mendocino, we have the ocean. People are taking their boats or their trailers to recreate on the coast or going inland. And so dragging chains is a common start for us. But that could also look like a catalytic converter, so keeping your vehicle in proper maintenance, a tire breaking loose and getting into the vegetation. So when we talk about roadside starts, that's a wide variety of causes, pulling into dry grass. So there's a lot of different causes related to vehicle use in this unit. So those are our top 3 starts. I also did animal evacuation. I have that in Spanish and English for you, and I did the debris burning also in Spanish and English to stay here at the library. Pre-fire management, so we do a lot of projects to create fuels breaks and to prepare in advance if there were to be a fire, to protect a community, and for us to make access using these areas that we've done this management on. So there's a sheet on that and the benefits of fire. And then this one I think is a very good thing. So this is a self-inspection. So if you called and you wanted a defensible space inspection, this is the form that they're going to use to evaluate your property. So exactly what's on here is exactly what the inspector looks at. And you could do this for yourself. And this is a public document. He has a different document that is a CAL FIRE state document only, but this is exactly the same, and it shows all the exact same information and shows what they inspect. So this is a very handy tool, and I hand these out a lot at a lot of the events that I go to, so people can do their self-evaluation. So we kind of thought we would do more of a conversation with CAL FIRE, and I'll answer any questions, and then Drew, if you want to say anything, and then we'll just be open to questions and addressing your concerns and what you want to talk about.
In the case of a fire, I guess in Mendocino County, are you in connection with KZYX? Is there an open line so that they know what's going on?
We don't isolate any individual media outlet. They all get the same information at the same time. So they get it via email because they've signed up for news releases and they're on our media list, and they have access to our social media. But we can't select one particular media over other medias. Does that make sense? And there are going to be pre-recorded public service announcements for certain topics.
There's a media line they can call.
Yes.
To call in, and you'll get in contact with Trish or one of the people that Trish is working with. It's a public information officer. You'll get some information before maybe before all the information comes out, they might be able to feed some, but it has to come out as a unified response verbally from
Yeah.
that she creates from my intel, I vet it, it goes back out, that's good. And sometimes the sheriff, let's say we're in unified command with Little Lake Fire, they want to take a look at it, their city council wants to make sure it's appropriate, we okay it, and then it finally goes out. So it could take, depending on how complex the incident is and how many different jurisdictions it involves, it can take a little bit to start feeding the public with intelligence versus just, here's some information.
And
But
what
once
is,
that product's developed, it's available to
Yeah.
KZYX just like every other outlet.
And that way, every news outlet gets the same news, so you don't have to
Yes.
listen to what this news
Exactly.
says and then go to this radio station and see what they're
Exactly.
saying, try to compare.
Yep.
They all get the same,
Information, and they
Information.
all have the same access to the public information and media line.
what is that telephone number you referred to get in touch with you or your,
The media line,
yeah, what is that number?
off the top of my
I know.
head, let me grab my
Good
phone.
question.
And sometimes they're different, because if an incident management team comes in, they assign a number. So you have to have the incident update for those, but the unit one, hold on.
I don't have my phone.
I don't either, because it changed from the landline to a portable cell phone.
And that's why it does take a while to get the public information out, because it has to be, we have to get it, we have to vet it, it gets approved, and then we send it out. So we don't want to give anybody the wrong message. That's the worst.
So for the media, the phone number is 707-367-7416. And for the public, oops. For the public, the phone number is 707-972-3809.
Okay,
And
thank
that's
you.
for Mendocino unit
Okay.
only, yeah.
Another question, I'm not familiar with social media platforms, but you referred to them as being a source of information. Do you have any control as to what they send out, what they may put out? How do you know it's real? How do you know it's been interpreted?
So there's information and then there's intelligence. So information is somebody giving you what they think. Intelligence is it's coming from one of us, it's been vetted. So the last one I did was with Matt LaFever from Mindo Fever, and he sat with me. Like I was in my truck doing my thing, talking on the radio, and I had the intelligence at that time, as I was the incident commander, so like this is exactly what we have. We have this many houses destroyed, we have no deaths, this is how many engines we have, this is how many dozers, crews, etc. So that, to them, is an intelligence, right? So you're getting the actual raw facts. Now, I'm not gonna go to a different one. You come up and you're like, hey, what do you got? And I'm gonna tell you something different. I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing. Otherwise, Trish comes to me and goes, what are you doing?
You had
Well,
said
and-
that you put out information on WhatsApp?
No, so.
That's an internal usage to share between us, not to share with the public. It's
It's updates
yeah. It's
between our senior
photos,
staff.
aircraft footage, things that we're sharing amongst ourselves, that's not for public consumption.
Would Twitter be the quickest, the
So
most updated?
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for CAL FIRE MEU, that's our official social media. Any other social media is not official. If they're sharing ours, you're gonna see us as the primary and they're sharing our information. So the incident update is gonna go on CAL FIRE Mendocino Unit's Twitter, CAL FIRE Mendocino Unit's Facebook page, and CAL FIRE Mendocino Unit's Instagram. And then if anyone picks that up and shares that, then that is the official. If some random person, Bob Green, writes some information, that is not vetted, it is not our information, that could be anybody writing anything that they want. So look at the official source, which would be CAL FIRE Mendocino for this unit, Sometimes, say I'm in Thailand on vacation for a month, and sometimes Sacramento will be the first one to start posting. So you're looking at Cal Fire, statewide, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as they have the website. So if you Google Cal Fire incidents, you can look at any incident you want that they have that's 10 acres or more. If it's under 10 acres, it's not going to be on the state level.
Right, okay.
But you have a website available to you, and you have Cal Fire Mendocino unit, and then people can also sign up for news releases and incident updates. All you have to do is Google Cal Fire news releases, and the webpage will pop up, select it, and then over on the right-hand side, it'll say sign up for news releases and incident updates, and you can sign up statewide. It's not just this unit. If you want to get for Santa Cruz, you can sign up for news releases and incident updates for Santa Cruz. You can sign up for newsletters. You can sign up for products across the state. So Sacramento Communications is like the statewide, and they run like all the governor's press conferences and all that kind of stuff and do the videos statewide. And then you have your individual unit, social media and public information as well. So they're a source at the website, and then you have your local social media and your ability to sign up for incident updates and news releases to get them into your email.
Thank you.